EA Sports coverage of the National Football League comes to you from Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set, 280. 57 for Mike. Here we go, D.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Stafford now to throw. And he finds Danny Amendola. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them, no pickup.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Line of scrimmage back at their own 3 now as they come up 2nd and long. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And Eifert has it. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here we go, Ken. Hey, Alpha.
Another chance for Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker, can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Throwing again on second down. Dalton, he's got Green. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
At the 26-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
And 1 yard to go.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Dalton operating in the red zone now. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And the pressure gets to him again.
Well, no takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. To throw here, Dalton. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 bump.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. And what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. A run there on 1st down gets him a yard to the 26. Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Under a heavy ride. rush, and down he goes. Geno Atkins, never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position.
Hands up! 318! They go 368! Regular. Hands up!
Dalton, 1st and 10. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Hands up! Wait! Mike 51! Here we go! 2 by 2.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 27 yards there, a first down.
First down, Bengals.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Hey, if you kill it, motion me out.
Over here. Yes. Hands up!
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And for a 2nd straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
Hands up! Wait! Hey! Check 43!
Here's Dalton. And that is incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Bolnick's kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing is Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Stafford completing it here to Marvin Jones. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. They'll run on first down. It's Johnson, and a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Trey Kirkpatrick, the cornerback, up to make the stop. On 2nd and 9, Stafford. This complete to Jones. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Monday.
Now Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Johnson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try.
A 27-yard attempt.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Back to Mixon on first down. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Dalton now to pass. Open man is Uzama. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And this one is right down the middle. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever they would.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Out of the gun, Stafford. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Andy Dalton. He completes it to Boyd. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. So Dalton now. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Eifert, 31 yards. And thanks to the interception, the Bengals offense cashes in with 6. So now Dalton will lead the Bengals to the line as they'll come up and go for 2. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any...
A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play. Throwing on second and long. Dalton. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. After the interception, here's Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. Well, with that incompletion, let's tap into the useless facts file, shall we? 3 guys with the last name Allen got the start in Week 9. Josh in Buffalo, Kyle in Carolina, Brandon in Denver. All 3 got the win. And, Charles, that's the first time in league history that 3 QBs sharing the last name won on the same weekend.
How about that? And I think for Brandon Allen, his first start as well, so not bad. Now, throw in the guys who have the same last name and their starts. Let's go to 2000. The Johnsons, Brad, Doug, and Rob. And in 1984, we're really digging deep here. I love this. Dave, Wade, and Mark Wilson. Now, to my recollection, none of them were related. Just all had the same last name. Who would you take, the Johnsons? Or would you take the Wilsons?
I'll take the Johnsons because I actually remember them playing. But, oh, I'm sorry, you're getting mad at me for that. But none of them ever won on the same weekend, so we witnessed NFL history this past week.
We certainly did. Great NFL history. At least Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now, Bengals on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
First down.
Let's go deep, tighten up.
On the run, it's Mixon. And an alley to run. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And down to the 29-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Now Joe Mixon. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Stafford now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Complete to Jones. 7 yards the pickup on the pitch and catch. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Pass from Stafford, caught by Amendola. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when, and he told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident and keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone.
We got 3. Check. Watch the end.
On 4th down, Stafford. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. From 13 yards out, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point good by Prater. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
12 yards that time and a Cincinnati 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Mixon. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
He's coming, double up. Protein spill. Yeah, hey, Mike. Hey, no.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. On 3rd down, Mixon. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. Mixon. And an alley to run. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And he'll take it out to the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. William Jackson with a pick. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation.
Heads up, lead. 51. Bandit. Bandit.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.